Direction. Ukrainian forces jumped out of the truck while it was moving and scattered in all directions. They escaped the attack with minor injuries, but their vehicles and belongings were destroyed. They will wait to be evacuated. However, other drone attacks may occur in the meantime. Donetsk front. Konstantinovka direction. The FPV unit exposed Ukrainian forces' infantry in the Ivanopol region. Footage of the destruction of 2 deployment points of the Ukrainian National Guard's 14th Operational Brigade in Rodinsko. Russian aviation wiped the positions off the map with FAB bombs. Another Colombian mercenary has been eliminated. An FPV operator from the Sever group found Miguel Vasquez, a Colombian with the call sign TH, from the 47th Mechanized Brigade, lost in the fields of the Sumy region. Severe fires are raging in the Odessa region, with warehouses and trucks burning. Enemy sources reported attacks on Ismail in the Odessa region during the night.
Don't forget to leave your opinion about the video in the comments, subscribe and like.
Ого, ебать. Ох ты шо. А шо аварийка-то?
Russian armed forces seized a warehouse in Pokrovsk. Objective control footage of Russian soldiers. The guards of the 68th Division of the Western Alliance destroyed Ukrainian armed forces' military equipment one by one around Kupiansk in the Kharkiv region. Ukrainian soldiers whose vehicles were destroyed scattered throughout the area. FPV drone operators also sent new drones to find them. Because FPV drones are extremely fast, by the time the soldiers noticed the drones, they had already reached them. Here, 2 Ukrainian soldiers destroyed the drone in the air at the last second. However, they knew that another attack would follow this one, so they immediately fled. The second drone arrived and destroyed the vehicle. The heavy Baba Yaga UAV position of Ukrainian forces located in Dnipropetrovsk was completely destroyed. The UAV operator's vehicle was destroyed. The Baba Yaga drone, covered with a bag outside, was destroyed. The UAV antennas were destroyed, and finally, the UAV operator's shelter was also destroyed. All attacks were objectively verified. A Ukrainian soldier captured footage of the moment Russian FAB bombs hit Ukrainian armed forces positions. Don't forget to join our Telegram group. Kharkiv region. A UAV belonging to the 41st Airborne Brigade of the 44th Army Corps carried out a precision operation to eliminate a fortified shelter belonging to the Ukrainian armed forces. The target was hit with the highest accuracy rate. A Russian FPV drone found an armored vehicle abandoned with its door open and destroyed it with a single strike. Then, another armored vehicle of the same type was found in another direction and was also destroyed. If you noticed, both vehicles were abandoned with their doors open. Why do you think that is? Russian artillery units successfully captured Ukraine's 120mm mortar positions. First, The artillery destroyed the position with a few well-aimed shots. Then, the infantry advanced to the position and captured it. FPV UAVs precisely struck an enemy ammunition depot. UAV operators affiliated with the Southern Forces Group in the Siversk direction destroyed a field ammunition depot. The systematic destruction of Ukrainian positions on Karantini Island continues. Here is objective verification of a position being hit. Russian operators destroyed the Ukrainian Starlink device. It looks like there will be an internet outage for a while. Russian reconnaissance drone operators uncovered a position that HIMARS had concealed. This is in the Kharkiv region. In recent days, Russian positions had been heavily targeted by HIMARS attacks. Finally, the operators uncovered that hidden position. Then, without wasting any time, the coordinates were precisely calculated and transmitted to the Iskander-M missile system. The enemy lost 3 pieces of equipment worth millions of dollars in a single strike. In the Zaporizhzhia direction, UAV teams belonging to the Novorossiysk Guards Mountain Airborne Corps, part of the Dnipro units, attacked and destroyed an enemy armored vehicle and its crew moving close to the contact line using FPV UAVs controlled via fiber optic communication lines unaffected by the enemy's electronic warfare systems. The combat operations of FPV UAV operators simplify the tasks of airborne assault groups, contributing to the active advance of units and the capture of more advantageous positions and lines. The Ukrainian armed forces counterattack failed. The Ukrainian forces' attempt to recapture the positions they lost in the Verbov region ended in complete failure. Russian drones detected enemy attack groups from the air in time, and then UAV operators carried out precision strikes. The Ukrainian armed forces were forced to retreat deep into the Dnipropetrovsk region. They were completely inadequate to counter the Russian attack. The Vostok group continues to advance, securing the area. A Ukrainian BMP was destroyed in the Stefov region. The armored vehicle first hit a Russian anti-tank mine. Then the propeller of a drone lying in wait on the road activated, and the first drone attack took place. Meanwhile, another Russian drone was waiting in ambush on the road. The second drone attack also took place, and the armored vehicle sustained significant damage. The crew abandoned the armored vehicle. A Ukrainian BMP was destroyed in the Stepov region of the Dnipropetrovsk region. Russian FPV drone operators share a few images of their work in the Kupiansk and Dnipropetrovsk regions. An FPV drone attack on a buggy-style vehicle. In an area I believe to be in Dnipropetrovsk, a Russian FPV drone operator encountered 2 Ukrainian soldiers hiding among the trees. The soldier opened fire and threw a tree branch. A truck carrying ammunition belonging to Ukrainian forces was detected and subsequently destroyed. Reconnaissance units then discovered a towed howitzer right next to the truck, which was also destroyed after several FPV drone attacks. Ukrainian forces on the front lines were deprived of artillery support for a period of time. Two Ukrainian soldiers played dead when they heard the buzz of an FPV drone. However, the FPV drone operator didn't fall for their act. He got very close to them. With no other option but to flee, the two soldiers got up and tried to run. It was too late. Two Garand-2 UAVs are approaching a Ukrainian armed forces facility in Donbass.
Пять. Три, ось два сразу нахуй.
Destruction of the Ukrainian armed forces standby UAVs. The Ukrainian armed forces typically place UAVs carrying warheads on rooftops, roadsides, and open areas in standby mode, calling them standby UAVs. These devices take off after receiving a signal from a reconnaissance UAV and strike their targets. The footage shows the destruction of such a UAV. Ukrainian forces launched a drone equipped with heavy munitions. As the drone advanced toward its target, Russian UAV operators destroyed it in mid-air. Then, paratroopers from the 56th Guards Airborne Regiment destroyed a Ukrainian armed forces towed howitzer and armored vehicles in the Sumy border region. FPV UAV operators from the Vostok Group stopped and burned a Ukrainian armed forces T-80 tank in a series of attacks near the village of Alexeyevka in the Dnipropetrovsk region. The crew immediately abandoned the tank after the first attack. If they had been Russian soldiers, they would not have given up so easily. KVN fiber-optic FPV UAV operators destroyed a 122 Menem 2S1 Gvozdika self-propelled gun belonging to the Ukrainian armed forces in the Sumy region. A single FPV drone was sufficient to destroy the howitzer. North of Rodinsky, an armored vehicle belonging to the Ukrainian armed forces was destroyed by FPV UAV attacks. The crew immediately abandoned the armored vehicle and fled into the forest upon seeing the FPV drone. After a series of drone attacks, the vehicle was reduced to scrap. A soldier from the 60th Separate Motorized Rifle Brigade spotted enemy soldiers in the building. He then threw a grenade inside. The grenade explosion and resulting fire caused the Russian soldier to retreat. He shot two soldiers inside the building with a machine gun and then fled to take cover elsewhere. 3 Ukrainian soldiers noticed their positions had been exposed and tried to escape to find another location. When they exited the garden, the Russian soldier who had been hiding shot the 3 Ukrainian soldiers. Due to YouTube community guidelines, I cannot post the rest of the video here. Robot warfare. UAV operators attached to the 29th Artillery Regiment of the 11th Army Corps of the Northern Military District destroy an enemy robotic vehicle near Kazakya Gora in the Kharkiv region. Sometimes in videos, we only see robots destroying each other. This perfectly sums up where modern warfare is headed. In the Kharkiv region, Another 2S-22 Bodana self-propelled howitzer was destroyed by FPV operators of the 18th Motorized Rifle Division, part of the North Group. The footage shows 2 Ukrainian soldiers hiding among the bushes. The soldiers assume that the drone cannot see them because they cannot see the drone. UAV operators attached to the 33rd Motorized Rifle Regiment are striking Ukrainian Armed Forces personnel and equipment with FPV UAVs. The ammunition brought to the front by the 2 soldiers is located and destroyed. Then, the ATVs with trailers carrying the ammunition are hit and destroyed. Colombian mercenaries ambushed in the Kolodyazny district of the Kharkiv region. Near the village of Novodmitrivka in Sumy, an FPV 752 MSP unit belonging to the Sever Group detected and destroyed a Ukrainian Armed Forces pickup truck that was rotating personnel at their positions. Kupiansk direction. Under combat conditions, it is also necessary to destroy abandoned enemy vehicles. Ukrainian Armed Forces soldiers may have planted mines in the vehicle before leaving it. Soldiers from the 16th Separate Brigade of the Special Forces are engaged in combat. In the Yampil region near Krasnoarmysk, they destroyed an enemy truck used to transport ammunition. A Russian FPV UAV detected and struck a shelter housing Ukrainian soldiers beneath the railroad tracks between the Krasny Lyman and Yampil stations. Sumy region, Bilopilya. Russian UAV operators continue to destroy Ukrainian Armed Forces pickup trucks and logistics. The REB systems on the vehicles are not designed to stop fiber optic drones. Don't forget to join our Telegram group. Currently, the defense industry worldwide is looking for ways to solve this in the most economical and fastest way possible. Drone operators from the 217th Guard Regiment discovered and destroyed a camouflaged Ukrainian Armed Forces mortar position. The mortar position was very well camouflaged, but the drone operators were better.